Hello guys, this is Dalaran's Movies, and today I will be giving you the lore of the Council of Tirisfal, a secret organization also known as the Order of Tirisfal or the Tirisfallen. So, without further ado, let's get into the video. The city of Dalaran was created as a hub for all of those interested in studying and mastering the art of magic. It was a kingdom of its own, and at one point it was very successful and powerful as it became the center of arcane study on Azeroth. However, the overuse of magic with no regulation in one place turned out to be a huge problem as it began to replicate the Well of Eternity that once drew the Burning Legion to Azeroth. Suddenly, demons started to appear on the world and terrorize the locals, forcing the Magocrats, the current leaders of Dalaran, to react. They consulted with the High Elves, who were much wiser as they used to be highborn and they experienced this exact issue. The High Elves told them how it is and that they might just have to give up magic to completely subdue this threat. But for the humans, this was an outrageous idea as they weren't just going to give up their power. So they came up with a plan to select one mortal champion known as the Spearhead, who would be imbued with magic of the most powerful mages, and he would be responsible for battling the invading demons. The High Elves agreed to this idea, and thus the Council of Tirisfal was created. At that point, around 3000 years ago, it was a super secret order and very few knew about it and the true reason why the demons just started appearing on Azeroth, as if they made this public, there would most likely be this huge rebellion to ban the use of magic, as even though the council was in place to protect the world, it was still only a temporary solution and it was pretty selfish because the demons could still invade Azeroth. Initially, it was a very simple plan. A demon appears, Spearhead goes to fight him, while the council would channel their power from a close distance. This worked fine for about 400 years or so, but there was an issue as the council of the most powerful mages was constantly risking their lives supporting the Spearhead. So Lodi, a half-elven mage, restructured the ceremony and created a way for the council to transfer the power through a great distance and keep them away from harm's way. The spell would later be applied to a powerful device known as the Forge of the Guardians, which was just used to contain the power of the council. To reflect these changes, the title of the Spearhead was altered to Guardian, which remained to this day. Now, restructured, the council worked very well and it was pretty effective at containing any demonic threat to the world of Azeroth. Additionally, as the Guardian was just one person, the Order of the Tirisgarde was created, an elite mage guard that would perform the same task as the Guardian in his absence. For nearly 3000 years, the Order of Tirisfal did its job, but it all came to a stop with the last Guardian, Medivh. The story goes back all the way to his mother Aegwynn, who fought and defeated the avatar of Sargeras, but was then infested with his spirit. When she gave birth to Medivh some 800 years later, she locked away her powers within him that were to be activated when he reaches physical maturity. Unbeknownst to her, she also locked the essence of Sargeras, which caused Medivh at the age of 14 to fall into a coma that would last for 20 years. During that time, Sargeras twisted his mind and gave him all sorts of different ideas, so when he finally awoke, he had one task: to serve the Burning Legion. Medivh eventually found the Tower of Karazhan and traveled there, and this was the place where he would fulfill his goal, and with almost all of Aegwynn's guardian power, he was completely unstoppable. Apart from bringing the Horde to the world of Azeroth, he also killed most of the members of the Council of Tirisfal, bringing an end to the Order as it was. For the next 30 years, it has been pretty silent, all until around the time of the Wrath of the Lich King. Aegwynn, Jaina, and Meryl Fellstorm decided to reform the council with the growing threat of Cho'Gall and the Old Gods. So the guardian of the new Council of Tirisfal was Medan, the son of Medivh. Unfortunately, the new order pretty much dissolved after the battle with Cho'Gall at Ankiraj, and it definitely didn't live up to its predecessor. Now, in Legion, the Tirisgarde is reformed, the order that was once used in the absence of the Guardian, and the artifact of the Council, known as the Forge of the Guardian, is also recovered, and the Hall of the Guardian is the headquarters of the Tirisgarde. This leaves the council as it was in an unknown state, but in my opinion, I think they abandoned the idea of the Guardian and that the new Tirisgarde is the new council just with multiple guardians. Alright, and that is all I have for this video. Now, do leave your suggestions and what you would like to see on the channel, and also don't forget to like and subscribe if you're not subscribed to the channel already, as it really helps out and keeps all the videos going. And thanks a lot for taking the time out of your day to watch this video, and see you next time.